Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request for Kingpin, the last of the requests. So thank you for your patience, Kingpin. I really do appreciate that, and thank you for your kindness, as well as everyone else. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, movie reviews, re-reviews, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs for an hour, full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And this is for, like I said, Kingpin, and it's for The Accountant 2 from 2025. A film that I forgot even came out this year, and it didn't really do that well, from what I understand, because... And right off the bat, I just say I didn't mind the film. I liked it overall. I thought it was okay. Do I see myself ever watching this film again? I don't know. Maybe in a double feature with the first one. Because to be honest, the first Accountant I don't remember much of. Because I remember seeing that film and going, I don't mind it because I like Ben Affleck. I forgot John Bernthal was in it because I did look up clips of the first film to remind myself of it. I'm like, wow, John Bernthal. Because I thought John Bernthal they just brought in for the sequel. Because okay, he was in the Punisher TV show and people know who he is. No, he was in the first one, which came out in 2016. As the brother of Ben Affleck's character. So, okay, cool. And he's definitely a bigger role in this. Like, I forgot John Lithgow was in the first movie. Like, I don't remember a whole lot. Like, I do remember it being okay, but thinking it was too long and not enough action. That's kind of how I felt with this film too. It was okay, but I thought it was a bit too long, and there was not nearly enough action. See, it says it cost $80 million. That's around the budget of the first. It only made $65 million in the U.S., 30-some million overseas, for $102 million worldwide gross. On an $80 million budget, that's not good. Now, I don't know if streaming and other stuff will help it and will save it. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's a flop, or streaming and stuff will help it along the way. I don't know. I just know like it cost $80 million supposedly and only made over $60 million in the U.S., which is not surprising because again, I don't mind the film. I don't hate the film, but let me ask you: was anyone saying I want a sequel to The Accountant? I don't think a lot of people were. There may be a few. But I don't think there was a huge demand for it. Now again, there's a part of me that wants to rewatch the first film. And I probably feel the same way. That they're both, as a guy who actually likes Ben Affleck, I do. He plays an interesting character. When the action's there is decently handled, but not fantastic or anything, but they're over 2 hours long. The pacing, you kind of feel like there's not a whole lot of action, and it's nice to see John Bernthal in there. Like, they're kind of the same thing. I would say maybe this, if what I remember, I probably liked this a bit better, because I do think because you get more of Ben and John Bernthal together, and they have really good back and forth. That's definitely the heart of the movie, and it was worth me watching to see that, and that's what I liked the most. But I would say at the end of the day, I didn't mind the film, but I didn't. I would rewatch this one day, because I know what's going to happen. 5 years will go by. I don't know, look up Ben Affleck movies. Because again, I liked him, which I'll get to. And I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen those. I don't remember much. I just see me going, I don't remember much. Like the first film. And let me watch this as a double bill. First, the second, okay, I didn't mind it, liked it, and then go on my day. But do I see myself going out and buying the Blu-ray or whatever the case? No. But, and that's the thing with a lot of movies, is that you can like them, but not love them. But you like, yeah, it's fine, that type of thing. So with this, first starts with J.K. Simmons, who, good actor, meets with this girl who you find out is an assassin, and J.K. Simmons is looking for this family. There's a picture of these three people that were in Salvador, a man, a woman, and a kid. The assassin lady says, looks like you've been followed. J.K. Simmons goes to the bathroom. Some people jump him. He gets into a bit of a fight in the bathroom. When he goes outside, he's trying to escape. There's a sniper, and it kills him, kind of in this area. This lady named, I forget her damn name because I did not like her. She might have been in the first movie, but was it Mary Beth? She was just like, I call her wet blanket. Because she was just a fucking wet blanket. Yeah, Mary Beth. She's just a wet blanket. You should not do this. You should not do that. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Talk about the character, not the actress. The actress is doing her job. And acting-wise, I don't think she was that bad. It's just that I think her character was annoying. You can't do this. Shut the fuck up. I did not like this character. I wish she wasn't in the movie. And really, you can work her where you don't need her in the movie. All you need is J.K. Simmons wrote on this thing on his arm, get the accountant. You make a phone call. He comes in, or he sneaks in and he starts investigating, and then he gets with John Berthel, and it's the two of them all the way. You don't really need her. Like, you could easily have written this where she either has a teeny role and get the fuck out of the way, or really not in this at all. There's an easy way to do that. I don't think she was likable. She doesn't really bring anything to the table. She's kind of useless for most of the movie. And she just said, no, you can't do this. I'm going to tell on you. Then fine. Fuck off. Fuck you, Mary Beth. Goddamn wet blanket pile of shit. Anyway, sorry. I hated her character. But anyway. Ben Affleck, eventually she calls a place. I forgot this was a thing in the first film. It's like an autistic. It's like Charles Xavier. It's like the school for mutants, only is the school for autism. But they're like kids, but they're super hackers. I forgot about all that. So I thought, man, this really is like Charles Xavier school for the gifted. Damn. I forgot all about that. But I mean, it was interesting to see. It was a bit different, at least. And Ben Affleck, I've always enjoyed. I know a lot of people do not like him. They don't like him as an actor. They don't care for him. They say he sucks. I'm in a minority where I've always liked him. Ever since I saw him in Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Straight Back, I liked him in those movies. I like Good Will Hunting. I even like Phantoms because he's the bomb in Phantoms, yo. It's a flawed movie, but I like Phantoms for what it is. I'm not big on Armageddon. There's some stuff I liked about it, but there's other stuff I don't. Honestly, I think the build-up is more interesting, but then when they get on the asteroid, it's actually kind of boring because all they could do is drill a fucking hole. Because they're diggers. So they just dig. Oh, this broke. Get another thing to dig. Like Michael Bay to do all the fucking swirling camera, but there's only so much you could do when it's just, we gotta dig. In mine. It's only so much. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But it's not that I hated him in that. I like Daredevil. I saw that in the theater. I like the director's cut more, but I've always liked Daredevil. I always liked it. I never thought it was as bad. Other than the CGI, does not hold up at all. But other than the CGI and then Elektra, Jennifer Garner, those are really my two issues with the film. But the rest of it I like quite a bit, actually. Again, especially the director's cut. I like Colin Farrell. I like Michael Clark Duncan. I like the soundtrack. I liked most of the action sequences. But I always liked Daredevil. Paycheck, I liked. A lot of people don't like that, but that's a John Woo film I think is a bit underrated because I like the story. I like the idea of all the items and what he can do and how he uses them. Yes, it's PG-13, but I like some of the action sequences and the motorcycle chase. The ending where he's using the stick and beating the shit out of people. I like Aaron Eckhart. I don't mind Uma Thurman in that. You got Joe Morton. So I like the cast. And I like the sci-fi premise. Like I said, Paycheck I always enjoyed. I always thought it was a bit underrated. And The Town, I liked him in that. I mean, he's a good Batman, like acting-wise in Batman and Superman v Superman. He was just in an awful fucking movie. And then Justice League, both cuts, everybody was fucking awful in that. Both of those shitty movies. Yes, Snyder's cut of Justice... I can't even say it right. Justice League, Snyder's cut, sucks my fucking dick. Awful fucking movie. And you know what? I kind of changed my opinion. I think that was worse than the theatrical cut. Because at least the theatrical cut was fucking quicker. Just done in my head, I'd rather watch the 2-hour than the 4-hour fucking version. So yes, I do think the theatrical was better because at least it was shorter. So the more I think about it, at the time when I reviewed, I said the Snyder cut, I guess, was like, no, I changed my mind on that. Snyder cut's fucking worse. But I thought they both sucked ass, and I think they'll continue to suck ass. Fuck the Snyderverse. It was a piece of shit universe to begin with, and it ended it as a piece of shit. It was all shit. The entire thing was shit. If you liked it, that's cool. But I don't give a fuck. Meaning, you can like it all you want, that's fine. I don't have to, because I think it sucks. But anyway, there's other Ben Affleck stuff I like. So I like him as an actor. He's one of the reasons I don't mind The First Accountant for what it is. For the little I remember. I like him in this movie. I like the way he portrays the role where he's good and efficient in finding details and investigation and when the action works, but then social cues, he's very awkward. He's awkward in trying to talk to people. He's awkward trying to express his feelings, because of his autism. And like when he has this kind of speed dating or romance festival, I should say. And he rewrote the questions. He's trying to talk. He's very awkward. He's like, well, I need to be honest and this and that. And that's the thing. He just can't read social cues, so he's being too honest and forward, and women kind of go away from it. And you tell like Ben Affleck's here to get more frustrated, and it's just a very interesting way to start him out on in the film. And I think Ben is good. When he does get into the investigation, he's looking at this board that J.K. Simmons had, and Mary Beth is confused. She doesn't know what's going on. And then he's able to understand, and step by step shows her, well, this is here. The reason I know that is because of this. And this goes to here. And they went to here. Why'd they go there? Because of this, this, and this. So because of his knowledge, because he knows how all it works, his vast way, his brain, just how he pieces together and explains to her. I thought even that was interesting. To follow along his train of thought. Oh, okay, that's cool. To see how his mind works. And this is when I thought the movie started kicking into another gear. And he goes into it. They talk to this guy who has this pizza business. And Ben kind of explains, well, wait a minute, you said you had this many large pizza boxes, but then you sold this many, and there's a bit of difference, so there's a bit of money laundering, and the guy takes offense to that. So Ben, like, beats up, like, 3 people. Nice, efficient, quick. Now, sadly, this is one of my issues. The stuff at the very beginning with J.T. Simmons, and the stuff here where he fights these 3 people, that's really the only action you have until the last half hour, where John Bernthal and Ben, they go with guns a-blazing. That's it. I do have a problem with that because, granted, I was at least interested in the story and the characters. That's why I don't hate the film. But it's like, come on, man. I mean, I get it. I don't want you to be John Wick, because not every movie has to be John Wick. But a little bit more action, pit stops could have helped. There was opportunity in one during this. They're at a country bar, but they cut away and people just go out the window and you don't really see it. I'm like, why did you do that? Why couldn't we see that? So if you go into this expecting a lot of action, you're going to be very disappointed. But when it does happen, like when he takes the 3 guys down, very nice and efficient, and there's the guy he has, and he explains how you better explain what I want you to explain, or you don't have a dislocated shoulder. Believe me, it hurts. The guy doesn't listen. He does it. Told you it would hurt. I like that whole bit. I thought that was a lot of fun to watch. And John Bernthal, I thought, was really good in this. He's very entertaining. He has his own awkwardness where he's like debating and yelling at stuff, and he's like, fucking do it, you fucking pussy. He's yelling at himself. And then you find out it's because he's trying to adopt this animal. He's like, well, why do I need to wait 2 weeks? Like, you don't take it away from his mother anyway. I think those 2 weeks should spend with the owner and get used to it. And he's like, okay, yeah, you're yelling at me, huh? You yelling at me? Okay, yeah. And he does it, and you tell he's like pissed off about it. And again, what makes the film watchable for me, why I liked it, is Ben and John and the way they work together. That is the best part of this movie. Does Ben Affleck calls, but when he calls his brother, Ben has like a fucking lightsaber for some reason that he's using as he's calling. And then John Berthol's like hesitant, but eventually does. And the way they work, where John Bernthal, he doesn't at times know how to deal with Ben's autism, and why don't you just say, hey man, I miss you, or call and say, hey, I hope you're doing well, or happy birthday. But it's not your birthday. Your birthday's like, I know it's not my birthday, but why can't you just... So you see like John Berthol's frustration. You also see Ben's frustration because of his unable to read like social cues, but you tell he gets like aggravated by that, but they still care. There's also some fun bits, like when, again, this is spoilers from heavy spoilers, starting out spoilers. There's bits where John Berthol's making fun of the way Ben talks. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of the way I talk. Yeah, but don't respect me. So I thought that was funny when John Berthel would make fun of the way Ben Affleck talks. Or there's a bit where they're hanging out lounging on top of a trailer, and Ben's doing this thing where he's putting lotion on for no sunburn. And John's like, oh, let me see that. Why'd you do that? Because it's funny, man. It's fucking funny. They worked really well together. They had really great chemistry. And then when John Bernthal gets into the action, he's very efficient because of his time on The Punisher and other stuff. There's a bit where they get these hookers because they want to talk to the pimp because they know, or the guy that, they go, well, who do you call if, say, we don't want to pay, they want to talk to the boss. Just they want to find where this goes. Just at the end of the day, it deals with human trafficking. Which, I mean, there's been a chunk of movies now that have dealt with that. The First Taken, Life After Fighting. Did one of the Statham movies do that? Was it a Working Man? I can't remember. But that's definitely become more of a... I wouldn't call it a trope, but definitely you've seen that more and more when it comes to these plots with about human trafficking. And eventually one girl decides, okay, I'll call the guy. They give her money to live a different life. The guy comes in, they threaten him. And John Berthel punches him off the fucking balcony to land on the car, and he goes, I guess it hit him harder than I thought. But I thought that was funny the way he said that. Eventually they get information, and they find that also when J.K. Simmons died, there was this woman that left and was looking a bit suspicious. And by using the super autistic actor kid unit, they're able to find, oh, well, this person took a selfie at this point, so we identify the girl, then we find her place, and it's a smart house, and then we go into her phone, we hack into her phone, her computer, I mean. We hack to her computer, and we find the pictures on there, and this is where I really started to hate this Mary Beth character. Because she sees what they're doing, and it's for a good cause. And they're not hurting anybody. But they're just like, you need to stop that. You need to stop it. You need to stop doing it. You need to stop hacking. You need to stop it. I'm telling you, you need to stop it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop talking is what I want you to stop. I want you to stop talking. Part of me is the character should stop breathing. Again, the character, not the actress, the character. Character, you stop breathing. Stop talking. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. And then she like gets pissy and about other stuff. And then like she drives and realizes that the guy they got earlier is in the trunk, and you know, if I ever see you guys again, I'm gonna bring you in, I'm gonna put charges in this. Put a charge in your fucking vibrator and put it up your fucking cornhole and up your vajayjay. And JJ off, you know, maybe relax. And stop being a goddamn... Maybe if you get some Gusher squirt juice, that could be the thing wet instead of the wet blanket that you carrying around the whole fucking movie. Have something else be wet. Wet panties, whatever. Then maybe you could relax and fucking chill the fuck out. God damn, this character was annoying. Other than the fact that I wish there... Okay, the three things... It needed more action. Well, four things. It does not need to be over 2 hours long. It needed more action. The bad guys, you're not going to give a flying fuck about the bad guys. I can't even name you the bad guys right now. And Mary Beth the wet blanket. Those are the four things I think really hurt the film. Well, really, they hurt the film. Not really. They hurt the film. But Ben and John Berthel's chemistry, the performances, I like their characters. I think their characters are interesting. Because of that, the story, I was intrigued to see where it would go. Their back and forth worked. There's a nice bit between the two where John Berthel doesn't quite break down, but is close. Because he's wondering, like, how come you don't miss me? Do you not miss me because of something with me, or do you not miss me because of your condition? And like them trying to bond. It's a really good scene, nice emotion there. And then there's bits where they're trying to bond, like they go to a bar, and then this waitress tries to ask Ben, but he's awkward, and then John Berthel's like, how could you do that? So then Ben sees that they're square dancing, and because he likes patterns, square dancing intrigues him, and John Berthel's like, oh no, don't do that. But then when Ben's doing well, John's like, oh my god, my big brother, see what the fuck's he doing? They made the film watchable. Now, here's another bit where they screwed it up, though, where a guy comes up And you tell that Ben, of course he could beat this guy up. You can't be with my woman. You know Ben Affleck could beat him up, but you get the idea that he wants to start this because he knows John Berthel likes to fight and that it will be something for him to enjoy. So he kind of eggs it on. But then there should have been this big brawl where the two brothers start fighting and working with each other. So you see how they work together fisticuff wise. Because at the end it's with guns. Like how they both work with their fists and how they work together. Maybe they tag team. Because maybe it's like the buddy has like a bunch of assholes, yahoos, and his big old brawl fight. No, instead it cuts away and like three people go out the window and then our two leads go into a car and leave. I'm like, that was a missed opportunity. At least to me. So eventually you find out that this... Oh, I almost forgot about the female assassin for a reason, because like even her character I don't think was that interesting. Or what you find out was that lady that was talking to J.T. Simmons at the beginning, she is an assassin, and she goes, tries to kill Mary Beth, stabs her, wounds her, doesn't end it because she sees a picture, and you realize that the three people, the mom, the dad, the kid, she's the mom. She had amnesia, then was this assassin. The bad guys were worried she would remember, because if she did, then they're worried one day they'll wake up and she'll be right next to them ready to kill them. One thing leads to another. Ben Affleck has a gun on the assassin. She leaves because now she remembers who she is. Mary Beth gets to the hospital. One thing leads to another. John Bernthal and Ben Affleck find out where the kid's at, and is at this prison camp in Juarez. And that's where you get the finale. It is a decent finale. They definitely know how to use their guns and their tactics. And remember to reload. Good with their shots. There is some CGI, though. I swear, maybe if anyone has seen this, you can let me know if it's just me. Like when they're, the tactics and shooting the bad guys was cool, and some of the explosions. But when they put the gas out there, and it settles, and then there's a bit where John Berthel gets wounded, and then he fights a couple guys hand to hand. Is it me, or does the gas that settled there look like CGI? So I don't know if it's the way it's shot, or like it seems like the gas that does the cells is CGI. I guess it would, because the other actors, it would be like this kind of gas, it would get in their eyes and they were hacking and coughing. So I'm guessing that's CG, and that took me out. Like, I'm concentrating, trying on the choreography, but I keep looking at this gas stuff. I'm like, this is awkward, that's CG. It just doesn't look that good. If it was real, it looks like CG. If it was CG, it wasn't that good CG. I don't think you need CG in the first place. I'd rather you just go somewhere where there's no fucking gas at all, so I don't have to look at the shit, because it just looked out of it. So, and it's not, the finale's fine. They shoot a couple bad guys. John Berthel gets hurt. You see a chunk of it in the trailer. If you watch the trailer, you see a chunk of that. You do. You see, I would say, most of it. Ben Affleck at one point shoots under a vehicle that hits someone. They go into a building, they get some headshots or whatever, and some decent choreography. It's definitely, if you want to see that done more exciting, Extraction 1 and 2 definitely gives you that. And while I have flaws with them, I like those more than this. Extraction 1 and 2 actually makes me want to go back to rewatch those two movies now, because I haven't seen those in forever. Because I do remember liking Distraction 1 and 2, but it's really the only thing Chris Hemsworth has done worth a shit in a long time. But anyway, Ben gets a vehicle because the bad guys are taking all these kids onto a school bus. John Berthold fights some guys. One guy's ready to kill him, but Ben Affleck came back and hits the guy with a vehicle. The both of them ride up, swerve. Ben Affleck shoots a bunch of bad guys. There's a standoff with the bad guy on the bus who's got the kid they're looking for, but John Berthold hits him from the back, and then Ben Affleck shoots him in the head from the front. Double team, double tap. And then pretty much they get all the kids, the safety. The female assassin who remembered her memory goes to the bad guy behind it all and ready to kill him. The kid is going to be with the school of gifted autistics. I do like this bit. I thought it was kind of funny and cute where they're driving the kids on the bus and John Berthold tells them to stop. And he looks out and there's a cat. Just earlier, when John Berthold said about getting a dog, Ben Affleck goes, I think you're more of a cat person. So when Berthold's like, oh my god, look at this cat, Ben Affleck goes, as expected. As I expected. So I thought that was funny. I thought that and cute. And then pretty much at the end, Ben and John decide they're going to go hiking somewhere after they drop the kid off. And then there you go. Then the movie's over. So, I did say spoilers. At the end of the day, I don't know what rating I would give this. I liked it for what it was. I like Ben. I like John Berthold. Those two worked very well chemistry-wise. They had some good back and forth. Some funny bits, some emotional bits. They made the movie. The story with like the investigation of how Ben pieced this stuff together, and John Berthold with like how he dealt with the, I didn't know what you call the pimp, how you want to call him, after the hookers left there. Some of that stuff was fun to see. But it was too long. Mary Beth was a wet blanket, pain in the ass. The bad guys are so forgettable and so nothing, a nothing burger. And not enough action. I mean, I would probably give this, probably like the first one, I'd probably give like a 3 out of 5 stars. Which I know I rarely give star ratings, because I always forget, and then it's always hard to wonder, but for me, I'd probably give it 3 out of 5. Compared to what's come out this year, that's saying a lot, because this year's been the drizzling shits when it comes to movies. The drizzling shits. At least to me. So, honestly, I would say it'd be interesting to watch this in a back-to-back double feature of the first and second one. And I'm like, it's okay. It's a time waster. Maybe that's what I would call it, like a decent time waster. It's a decent time waster, but it could have been a lot better. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.